This video is intended to describe a lightblade talisman named Foundation. To join me on this endeavor shall be my whimsical stick figure chakra map, which I will be referencing quite a bit for various energetic stimuli correspondence to the human physical, non-physical chakra column. Starting off discussing this lightblade talisman will be the figure 8 blade banding seen like so, which, like I mentioned, vaguely resembles a figure 8, developed to be a containment field recirculation of the energy of this vast little closed-loop circuit apparatus that's technically a wearable talisman. Starting off with the transmutation ratio seen right here, with hematite being a very strong grounding excess of energy, in tandem with smoky quartz in ignition sequence like so, grounding all excess of energy into the root chakra, into the earth for reprocessing. So the aspect of the two together, having the same energetic stimuli, work great and fantastic as a strong grounder of all excessive stray radial energy and firmly ground through the root chakra into the earth stars, into the earth for reprocessing as a fantastic duo. Hence they are deemed the transmutation ratio, as well as they play quite the crucial role to take the entirety of the rest of the frequencies affixed to the apparatus and firmly ground the energy into the earth for consistent making the magic real. So that's why the transmutation quadrant is quite crucial, and it also always works as a fantastic place to start in any of these dissertations. And the primary blade band is that of something called a foundational ratio. Starting off with red jasper, seen right here. Red jasper is the quintessential root chakra stabilizer in the mineral kingdom, which is very effective for stabilizing all energy through the root scaffolding to stabilize the entire auric field, which is very, very conducive towards an ideal healing, stabilized foundational reality. With clear quartz to work as a neutral accelerant of the red jasper sequence seen right here, with clear quartz being an absolute neutral amplification, it amplifies the red jasper offset all the way like so until it grounds back into the transmutation scaffolding, which is quite crucial for the strong focused goal of amplification of stabilization, which would of course be conducive towards foundational archetypal designation. Then up here, where the necklace shall be installed like so, is the apex band, combining that of lapis lazuli, a fantastic elemental 5th and 6th chakra stimulant of ancient Egyptian utilization that has a very profound third eye stimulation with the 5th chakra alignment of embodying that coherent truth. With clear quartz to be a neutral accelerant of the energy into amethyst, a very fantastic 6th, 7th, 8th non-physical chakra stimulant back to one's godhead of a pretty much a cardinal air frequency of ether alignment, which is very, very conducive with the earth concentration as well as the air to be the balance of the two fields. So that would be the primary blade band scaffolding mentioned, and it will basically work as the primary recirculation of the energy in this little closed loop talisman. At the very apex of the talisman is that of Tibetan black quartz seen right here, which is a fantastic master healer. Actually, I'll mention that one shot on this side. But Tibetan black quartz is a very fantastic full light body healer from top to bottom that works very powerfully to dismantle patterns of dis-ease found stored in the chakra column from top to bottom. As well as the seraphinite seen right here is a fantastic green ray full light body healer as well. It works fantastic in trifecta with the Tibetan black quartz. As well as the combination of the star argonite is the holy trinity of master healers I've employed quite frequently in this timeline for a very restorative output. So that's why I mentioned these three together. Hence, all three of them have the same energetic stimuli function of full light body healing. They work fantastic as a trinity to dismantle the patterns of dis-ease found top to bottom. That's why I mentioned them three in one shot for maximum vibrational compound interest for a full, very conducive light body healing activation capacity. Then right here, this would be amber, though not technically a mineral, but actually prehistoric tree sap that's been fossilized. It is a very powerful transmuter of negativity into positivity through a very sunny filtration of bad vibrations into good vibrations. To put it quite pragmatic and simple. Very out of my nature. And so right here, this would be black tektite, which is a product of meteorite impacting sand that carries that extraterrestrial jolt into creation from heaven to earth. So a good thing about black tektite, it makes for a very fantastic raising of vibrations from the Earth stars up to raise the vibratory scaffolding of the entire auric field to a higher configuration from a very foundational setting. Then above that would be golden azeztolite, seen right here. Golden azeztolite is a very fantastic high heart gold white light direct source attunement frequency, which is very advantageous because, quite simply, source alignment puts the source in sorcery for magical alignment alterations. Then above that would be turquoise. Turquoise is a very fantastic fifth chakra stone of great praise, of being a tremendous fifth chakra stimulant of combining the aspects of earth, fire, water, and air through a fifth chakra focus, which is very supportive to full pranic stimulation of the entire auric field as well. So that would be the entirety of the blade face mentioned thus far, except for the rose quartz beads seen right here. I beg thy pardon, I'm having a frog in my throat. The rose quartz is a very fantastic pink ray, high heart, divine love attunement frequency as well, which goes a very long way in this little apparatus. Because also, I might as well mention this right now, is that each of these components mentioned thus far have somehow, some way been wire wrapped into the primary wire that is the main vein to have all these crystals are akin to having the organs of the entity in one closed loop circuit for a fully functional system. So each of these things play off each other and work for vibrational compound interest. So this next section is where I'm going to discuss where this leather hood shall be installed, which indeed has a purpose far more than aesthetic. So the aspect of the white leather hood is the white ray spectrum is quite encouraging to the full spectrum color therapy resonance of the full spectrum of light, which is a very unified light field emanation, very advantageous for the goal of this construct, as well as it works as an insulation to mitigate the stray energy between these primary and apex bands, so the energy is more efficient through the primary band and the apex band simultaneously. As well as once it is properly installed, it does look aesthetically pleasing with proper installation to kind of give example, but indeed is far more than just for aesthetics. Then right here is black tourmaline, a very fantastic black ray crystal of transmutation as well by taking negativity and discharging the earth, just like mentioned previously with the transmutation ratio seen right here to foster that endeavor. Then right here would be black shungite. Shungite is a black ray carbon-based crystal quite in vogue in this timeline for the acclaim to mitigate 5G harmful wavelengths we contend with as a modern species. So a little dose of that goes a very long way in a closed-loop reactive vibrational circuit. And since it's a very strong carbon-based black ray crystal, it has direct carbon-based compatibility with the human avatar, at least for now, to deeply transmute negativity at the atomical structure, which makes it quite essential in this endeavor. Then at the very apex up here will be a specimen of golden healer quartz. Like Himalayan golden azeztolite, makes for a very fantastic direct gold white light high heart source attunement frequency alignment to have direct source contact emanation, which of course could be considered a little bit of a holy grail homage. And that would be most of the crystalline content discussed thus far. And so next, I always save this for last intentionally, is the purpose of the white selenite hewn to the wooden oak core on both sides right here. So selenite by itself, the white crystal right here, is a very fantastic 6th, 7th, 8th non-physical chakra stimulant back to one's Godhead, clearing debris between the conscious self and the higher self simultaneously, which is very advantageous for a spiritual adept and seeker. By mitigating the debris of interference, very, very effective. And with that high-frequency induction, also serves another layer of etheric purification of the entire auric field from bottom to top. As well as, quite crucially, in this entire 9 minutes of this high-paced crystalline discussion rant, it takes all the crystals mentioned thus far. It works to purify all of the crystals in the sequence. It works to amplify or intensify all the crystals in the sequence, but most importantly, it brings harmonization and equilibrium to the entire crystalline pitch, which is always a triumph and trifecta of an effective spiritual, in my humble opinion. Then affixed to the selenites on both sides would be that of black and blue kyanite. So kyanites are the most rapid transfers of energy in the mineral kingdom, so we will utilize whimsically fast penmanship to illustrate their purpose. So the aspect of black kyanite is the most rapid transfer of energy through the root chakra into the earth absolutely quick as possible, which actually serves like a surge protector to ensure the high frequency closed loop emanation always makes its mark by grounding through the body into the earth as quick as possible. Quite crucial. Then right here is the blue kyanite, which is very effective for stimulation of the third eye, basically mitigating the cross interference between the right and left hemispheres. That would be very conducive to whole brain thinking, the awakened third eye. So that would be a quick little video, and all this crystal energy, silica radius, has been built around and affixed to a wooden oak core from here in Sedona, Arizona. So the aspect that's quite crucial, it takes the crystalline energy and gives it a direct carbon-based transfer piloting of the energy to the carbon-based platform of the human avatar simultaneously, which is quite crucial to, of course, encourage making the magic real. And that would be it. So, in a summary, of course, the aspect of foundation is quite the dynamic, full-range purification agent with a very strong in-the-body experience stabilization in mind that's very conducive towards physical healing, made manifest in a nutshell. Well, 1,000 blessings, and may the force be with us all.